Hello everyone, Popular Paxton here, and I want to welcome you to a new custom model segment. Today I'm going to be showing you guys 6 different models, so let's get started. So the first two you see here are these blue tenor engines. These tenor engines are Alfred and Kravan. So basically, these two tenor engines are based off of these two tenor engines that cameoed in the illustrations, the first couple illustrations of Edward's Day Out. So basically, the Reverend Audrey said to a fan one time that these two engines were rude engines who were on trial that were quickly sent away. So fans have used these characters in their own fan series and stuff. They give them their own personalities and their own names. So the names that they've usually given these to are, this one is Alfred and this one is Kravan. Alfred has the number 98462 and Kravan has the number 87546. So yeah, some people say that when some people use Alfred, they give him a coat of green paint so that it's kind of easier to tell him and Kravan apart. But anyways, I decided to make customs of these two to try to use in my series. And so, yeah, these were made from extra, like Kravan here was made from an old style Gordon because he has the ledge back there. Alfred was made from a new style Gordon from the learning curve era because he has no ledge on the back. This tender on the bottom, this tender was made from my old Rico custom because Rico used to look like a tender, and then this tender was made from a Mattel James tender. This was originally a tender for my City of Turo custom, but when I decided to make the tender the accurate shape it was supposed to be, I used the old tender to make this. I believe that's what I did. Anyways, let me start off with Alfred here. So, in order to help people tell them apart, I gave Alfred red lining and Kravan has yellow. I started off with oven baked clay faces for these two, but I decided to switch to paper faces to give them a wider variety of expressions. So Alfred looks more devious and yeah, he just looks devious and all that. He's got a white running board, red stripes, like 3 red stripes running along his boiler. Oh, he accidentally coupled to Kravan there. Anyways, he's got a cap window over here. Then he's got the red line on his tenor and his number is written in red. Oops. Oh my goodness. And his face came off. Oh jeez. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, he's got buffers on the front of him and on the back of his tenor. Yeah. And basically, well, that's really it on Alfred. So I would say, for my customs of this pair, I would say Alfred is the more devious, more devious of the pair. While Kravan here, I kind of tried to make their faces kind of based on how they looked in the illustrations, and while they're not completely like the faces in the illustrations, I just tried to base their faces and personalities off how they almost looked. So anyways, basically Kravan here, he's a little more laid back. He will still work with Alfred if they're doing something sneaky or devious, but he's not as much like, ooh, I really want to get this done. I want to do something so bad. I mean, he will do bad stuff, but he's just not as, like, I don't know. I don't want to say he's not enthusiastic. He's not desperate. Because that kind of makes it sound like he's not up to do it. He's not as, like, energetic as Alfred. That's the best thing I can say, really. So anyways, Kravan has like a pointed nose while Alfred's nose is curved. Yeah, Kravan's got his eyelids down. He's got like a cool dude look. And then he's pretty much got the same details except his lining is yellow in order to tell them apart. Like, one of the illustrations showed Alfred with red lining, but then another one showed him with yellow lining. But I went with red to help tell them apart, like I said. So anyways, there's the details on that side and on that side. And yeah, so that's it on Alfred and Kravan. Now let me put these two aside and move on to the next custom. This is Huey. Now, you may remember me making a custom model segment on Timothy and the negatives, as well as all my scrap engines, and there was one more at the end, and that was this female crane engine named Holly, who has a brown face that matched to represent the country she's from. Like, she's an African crane engine, and she's one of Harvey's siblings, basically. Yeah, Harvey has like his own siblings in my series, which are yet to be introduced. But anyways, yeah, Holly was made from an old style Harvey with a painted Ben or Bill face from the old style model. And basically there was a bit of clay placed right there on the side of the face because that part of the face was broken. So I just used the clay to patch it up. And then that's why I decided to paint it, to like hide the color of the clay against the color of the face itself. But anyways, we're not talking about Holly, we're talking about Huey. So Huey is Harvey's brother, while Holly is his sister. So Huey also started out with an oven-baked clay face, and he had an arch face. He's made from a half-painted wood Harvey. Yeah, I decided to switch to paper too for Huey. And so he's got like a round nose pretty much. And basically, okay, so I painted his chassis black, put the name Huey on the bottom. And basically, where I got the idea for his colors, basically I was looking at a picture of Harvey's real life bases, and I just painted the model to look like it did in the picture. So the crane engine was green, had green wheels, had a black crane arm with some green over here though, yellow buffers, well, yellow buffer beams, and then I added this rectangle and put the word Huey on there. And that's where Huey's colors come from. I just looked at a picture of Harvey's real life bases, and I just painted it like it looked like in the picture. So anyways, yeah, that's Huey, Harvey and Holly's brother. Next up, we have another original character, and this is a tank engine named Moonlight. So there's an interesting story on Moonlight. Like, basically, he was going to be a couple of different things. Like, first off, his name was actually going to be Howler. And he originally had a hard at work Percy face that was painted brown. Because basically, I wanted Moonlight to kind of be like an engine that was under a curse, and he would like turn into a werewolf engine. And the hard at work Percy face painted brown with like that circle mouth would kind of represent a werewolf howling or something. But I recently decided to maybe like take that personality away, that little that little kind of backstory on Moonlight away. So yeah, his name was originally going to be Howler, but then I changed it to Moonlight to like resemble the cuts of the fact that people who see the full moon turn into werewolves if they are cursed or something. So yeah, I changed his name from Howler to Moonlight. I changed his face from a painted hard at work Percy face to a paper face. And I changed his personality from a engine who was cursed to become a werewolf to basically just the average kind of engine personality. Well, I'll try to think of like a specific personality to give Moonlight here, but basically for now he's not like an engine under a curse or anything. So he was made from an extra Thomas I had. I don't remember what kind of Thomas it was, but anyways, I painted his wheels black, painted the rest of the body brown with black lining. So like the stripes on the boiler, he's got a whistle and cab windows right there. Tail lamp on the back, and bunker lining and cab windows on the back here too. Buffers, white running board, and then he's got some thick eyebrows and a round nose. It says Moonlight on the bottom like you've seen. And yeah, that's Moonlight, this original character, who I'll try to think of a new kind of personality for, so he's not like all the others. These last two models are based off of engines from or characters from the TV series. So this first one is this Diesel. So basically, this is the Diesel from the Big World Big Adventures movie, where Thomas, Ace, and Nia are in Arizona. And when they're reversing down a slope, they accidentally bump into a Diesel who has the same basis as Frankie. And the Diesel says, it's okay, I'm not hurt or anything. And so, basically, this Diesel is a custom of that unnamed character, female Diesel. So anyways, here's the face. It's basically a paper drawn face. Yeah, so, yeah, here's my Frankie custom, basically. So I didn't put a lamp on this Diesel, because I didn't exactly feel like doing it. Anyway, so it doesn't have a face like Frankie's. It's just a paper face, basically. And anyways, I had like another Diesel that was like the Diesel I used for Frankie here. So I took that Diesel off its chassis, which wasn't exactly easy, but I managed to get it off. And anyways, I put the Diesel on a spare Neville chassis, and basically I gave this Diesel the name Ariana. That's with 2 N's, not 1. So basically, when I wanted to make a custom of this Diesel, kind of from like the beginning of the Big World Big Adventures movie after I saw it, I always kind of imagined the name Ariana, just honestly based on the fact that this Diesel was seen in Arizona. Ariana has really nothing to do with Arizona, but I just kind of went with a name like that. So anyways, Ariana's face has her eyelids down a bit. She's got a pointy nose. And so, I'll go about the personality in a second. But anyway, she's got a black running board. Like this Diesel, there's actually a couple of these Diesels seen in the movie. And this Diesel has a really interesting paint scheme. So it's got orange on the front here. And then some orange going along the bottom and around the back. Orange on the cap. And then it's got blue here. And then it's also got yellow lining. And then gray on the top. And then down along here. It's a really interesting paint scheme. I don't know why it had to look like that. I mean, I would have preferred if it was all just orange and blue. But I just had to try to keep the paint scheme the same way it was in the show. So it's not the most interesting, cool looking paint scheme. And then the tips of the wheels here are red too, to kind of resemble her side rods. Her red side rods, I believe, were red. Anyways, I painted cab windows on there. And then on the back here, there's more buffers. These red and green dots and then a red dot up there. And there's this other side there. And so basically, my personality for Ariana, kind of based on what happened to this Diesel in the movie. The Diesel was just saying like, it's okay, I'm no harm done when you bumped into me and all that. So basically, my kind of personality for Ariana is that she's always willing to forgive people if they make a mistake or if they do something bad or something. So yeah, she's just like kind and always willing to forgive. So yeah, we'll just see how many engines or other kind of characters who make big mistakes or do bad things. We'll just see if Ariana is willing to forgive them for whatever they do. But anyways, that's Ariana, the Diesel from Big World Big Adventures, who I gave my own name and personality to. Now this last model is a character who is coming up in season 23, and that's a coach from Italy named Bebe. So here's the model here. Bebe's face is on the back. I'll show it in a second. But anyways, this model was made from the model that this coach, this off-brand coach, is made from. So yeah, I just decided to use that kind of coach. So anyways, Bebe is a small coach in Italy who works with a big engine named Lorenzo. And basically, when Bebe was starting to be teased as like an upcoming character, his name was actually listed as Pepe, like Pepe Le Pew from the skunk from Looney Tunes, but his name was actually corrected or changed to Bebe. So yeah, anyways, so here's the back of Bebe. So from the footage we've seen of Bebe from like a Meet the Characters segment narrated by Thomas, Bebe seems to face backwards when Lorenzo pulls him, although pictures of his Trackmaster model show that Bebe's face is on the front here, but his face is backwards in the TV series. I don't know why Mattel decided to do that. Maybe they just wanted kids to have a better way to see Bebe's face. Like if he's facing forward, they're not always gonna like look at the back of the train when it's running and see Bebe's face on, and then look at Bebe's face. So basically, they put his face on the front, but he's really at the back. But it's really at the back in the TV series. So anyways, I painted these metal tips on the coach yellow on the wheels. I painted the roof black. I tried to give as many of the details on Bebe as I could. So he's got these blue things on the front here. Like these three are like arches. These four are like squares. He's got some like yellow lines on the top. And he's got like a few windows here. And then I drew some lines down to resemble a door, as well as like a small line for a door handle. And then he's got blue stripes, a blue stripe going along here, and then some yellow lines on here. And then I did the same on this side. And then on the back here, I just left out one of these blue arches to make room for the face, where the face goes. And then he's got the other yellow lines. There's not one for above his face. And then he's got the small blue squares down there. And so yeah, I think I'm okay, satisfied with Bebe's model here. And so I gave him like a pointed nose. It kind of looks like it's maybe a pointed nose in the TV series, I guess. And yeah, it's kind of like a slight arch face too. So yeah, that's Bebe, the coach from Italy. And so that's all 6 models that I had to show for this video. So it's Bebe, Ariana, Huey, Moonlight, Alfred, and Kravan. So I hope you like these models, guys. And I want to thank you for watching, and stay tuned for new videos coming up.